Greetings, I'm Michael Matsuda. I'm president of the Martial Arts History Museum. And one thing I want to really endorse is Fuya Magazine. I think it's very important that we look at all styles of dance, especially hip-hop and different styles, how they integrate as part of the martial arts. Martial arts is not just about the punch and kick. It's about the tradition and the culture behind it. There's a lot of oban dancing. There's a lot of different movements that you could see in today's hip-hop and other different styles in the martial arts. Maybe they mirror each other, whatever it is. I love the culture and the involvement of tradition and the martial arts. Like the style I do is called monkey style, and you can see hip-hop movements all over monkey style. So that flexibility, that movement, that uniqueness, that balance, that's all part of the martial arts. And I think it's important that we have things like Fuya Magazine that will help teach people how we can integrate together, the different styles, the different culture, and how we can honor those cultures through our dance, through our different routines. And so I think it's important that we have magazines like this that teach kids the importance of culture and tradition and dance, and how we can use our bodies to be more flexible, to be more healthy, to be more agile. So I think it's good that we have this type of publication, and I highly endorse people to go ahead and take a look at Fuya Magazine and purchase, become a subscriber, and be part of tradition and be part of culture. Again, this all boils down to blending the culture together, the traditions, the Asian traditions, and I think it's important that dance and other things be part of that culture. We're not just the punch and kick. There's more to the martial arts than that, and I think things like Fuya Magazine bring that out, and I'm very proud to endorse that magazine.
Do you believe that hip-hop and old school theater has helped each other grow over the years?
Oh yeah, any of these things help us grow. The more we can do things, dance and different things like hip-hop, the more we can do things that's part of movements of the martial arts, the better. It's all boils down to the health and well-being, and if you can all that, and you can see that in a lot of the Kung Fu movies. If you look back at the old Kung Fu styles and the old Kung Fu movies, even today's Chinese Wushu, you can see a lot of those hip-hop moves. So it's not hard to integrate from Wushu to, the hip-hop moves. They all blend together. So, oh, I see that move in there, and I see that move, and I have the flexibility, or I can gain the flexibility to do that move, or the mobility to do that move. So I think it's important that it integrates each other, and we can see it in each other. So I think that's very nice, and I'm very proud to have a magazine that exposes that. So it's more to learn, and that's what the museum is about: history and learning and education. And Fuya Magazine helps people learn and be educated about that. Martial Arts History Museum. Today we have an exhibit here at the Super Show, and what I want to talk about is the importance of the media in regard to martial arts. Many people may not be aware martial arts has been here in America for a long time, about since the late 1800s, during the Gold Rush era when the Chinese came to America. Martial arts slowly came about in the early 1900s. A little more judo came about, and a little more exposure to that. But it was nothing huge and dramatic. It was little bits and pieces. Little kendo schools came in the 1920s and stuff like that. And slowly in the 40s, it was slowly coming out. But it wasn't until the media came in the picture with the martial arts that really started to expand. No one ever heard of Hapkido in the 50s, but it was here. Nobody ever heard of all this stuff. But it was the media that allowed films, the James Cagney films and Blood on the Sun, and other films that started the momentum of martial arts in film. So martial arts has a lot to thank the film industry for promoting the arts and getting it spread not only to America, but worldwide as well. One of the things that helped catapult the martial arts was the film Billy Jack. Now, martial arts tournaments started around the 50s, and then the 60s was starting to grow, but still, it didn't have that real exposure. There were schools starting all over the place, but it wasn't until the films really made the impact. And Billy Jack was one of the main ones. Around 1971 and 1972, Billy Jack came out, and Billy Jack had martial arts as one of the main themes of the film. And because of that, Hollywood turned their head and said, hey, this is an industry that we should look at. And then boom, after Billy Jack came out, And then all the Hong Kong films started to come out, you know, and all the Shaw Brother movies, and then the Bruce Lee movies started to come out, and then boom, the impact was made. I recall back in the early 70s when I was taking Kung Fu, the schools, there was hardly anybody, but when the movies came out, we were practicing in the parking lot. There were so many people. So we owe a lot to the media and what they've done for the martial arts. Television has really promoted it through the Kung Fu series and all this different animation, Avatar, Kim Possible. All these things make a difference in the martial arts. And it's important that we look at that and we give thanks to the media for doing that. You know, today, it has created a whole new industry for kids, not only for the cartoons like Avatar, but it created an industry for drawing, you know, going to school, learning how to draw different animations. If they love the martial arts, they can draw martial arts cartoons, and it's all part of, you know, Samurai Jack and all this, so it makes it real nice for the kids, you know, to have a good new avenue of learning by doing animation, by doing storytelling, by putting what they love in the media as well. So I really want to thank the media, and I think it's important that we understand the impact that the media had through television, through print, and through various different forms of impacting the martial arts and making all this possible and bringing exposure to arts like Kung Fu and Taekwondo and other stuff through a variety of films, TV, and print.